Welcome back, everyone. Dr. Scott Gerber is with us today, ONU law professor. We're talking a little bit about the fact that the U.S. Supreme Court has taken up affirmative action again, especially when it relates to a couple of colleges who have put some issues in there. You know, I was looking back. You have a great op-ed in Washington Times, and you brought back some of the historical perspective. This isn't the Supreme Court's first run at affirmative action related to colleges, is it?
Right. This is the sixth time the Supreme Court has decided whether you can take race and ethnicity into account in admissions in colleges and universities.
And it sounds like initially, and especially the early cases, they basically said that you cannot take that into account, especially when it comes to quotas and specific percentages. Has their rulings on those issues changed over the years that you've seen?
Yeah, the big case was the 2003 case out of the University of Michigan Law School, where the court did say that diversity in higher education is a compelling interest. And so the college and university can try to acquire that. But you can only consider race and ethnicity as one factor among many. You can't use it in a heavy-handed way, and you certainly can't have quotas.
You know, one of the most interesting cases, and I'm jumping all around here, was the 2016 University of Texas. I love this idea, and I'm paraphrasing, but the court basically says, in a gist said that, you know, we trust the faculty and the staff members to do the right thing. Am I simplifying that too much, or is that how you took it as well?
Yeah, that case, the University of Texas case, came before the Supreme Court twice. Once in 2013, where the court told the lower court that you cannot defer to the college and university faculty and administrators. So you did it too much, don't do it. And so then in 2016, the case comes back up, and it seemed like the court then allowed the lower court to defer anyway. So what the current case might do is just get rid of race and ethnicity as a consideration that's on the table at all, because you know, frankly, colleges and universities are a little bit too fast and loose with the truth in terms of how heavy-handedly, how much weight they give to these factors. The court again says you can give some weight to it, but the way it actually plays out, they give more than, quote, some or a little.
I'll ask you a question. Someone had emailed me. We had previewed that we would be chatting with you about this issue. They said, is there any merit to the notion that there's a moral responsibility to undo years of colleges using race to keep black students out? Is that the role of the court? Is there any merit to what they're saying there?
If I understand the question correctly, is it almost like a reparations argument?
It's almost like a do-over. Can we basically, should the Supreme Court now take into the consideration years of, in a sense, making it tougher for minorities to go to college? Should we undo that with any ruling that comes in the future? Make up for that.
Colleges and universities don't make it tougher. That's the point. That the plaintiffs in the case before the court involving University of North Carolina and Harvard are saying that they're being too hard on the white and Asian applicants because they're giving too much weight to African American and Hispanic status. And so that's what people think the court will refuse to allow anymore, because there's been a lot of game playing by colleges and universities. And, you know, whether you think that that should be taken into account some or a lot, it's taken into account a lot. And it's only allowed to be taken into account a little. And because some people feel that the colleges and the universities can't be trusted to actually comply with the law, they're going to take that option off the table. And then as I end the piece, I kind of raise the question, even if the court says you cannot consider race and ethnicity at all, will the colleges and the universities comply with that order? I doubt it.
Yeah, that's a very good point there. That's the big question. I have to leave us with one of my favorite quotes. You said, the Supreme Court jurisprudence on affirmative action has been a mess. And I think a lot of people agree with that, because there hasn't been a lot of stability throughout the years, has there?
Yeah, and like the abortion case that was heard this year, these are hot button issues, and people in good faith can disagree with each other on both questions, affirmative action and Roe. And they're very tough. And because they're tough, the court over the years has, kind of made a mess out of it, trying to please both sides. And that doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here in a few months. Thank you so much, Dr. Gerber. We appreciate it, as always.
You're welcome, Jeff.
Nice talking with you. We'll be back right after this.